The PDP, it's an assessment, and Elizabeth, feel free to jump in, because Elizabeth was one of the original, I don't know, creators of it, co-creators with my father. But it's basically an assessment that helps identify, or we've identified 4 dominant paradigms or perspectives that individuals can hold about diversity. And they're not isolated. It's not you're either A, you're either B or C or D, but there's activity. But you do have a dominant one that tends to be the one by which the lens through which you see, when you look at diversity, this is what you're looking for as examples of what you hold as diversity. And so again, there are 4 dominant ones that we've identified, and the assessment helps to identify what your dominant paradigm is as an individual, and you can take those aggregate numbers within a group, a team, an organization, and come up with an organizational dominant paradigm as well. Yeah, and it's specifically around how do you define diversity? What does diversity look like for you in terms of behaviors? What are the challenges that it faces? What are the strengths, opportunities, etc.?
I have the PDP results up, and what we have here is the 4 paradigms: making amends for past wrongs, applying the golden rule, maximizing individual engagement, and maximizing stakeholder engagement. Can you kind of give us an overview of what these mean?
Sure. The first 2 paradigms, you said making amends for past wrongs and applying the golden rule. Those were 2 paradigms that were birthed out of the civil rights, social justice era. And they look at making amends for past wrongs. How do you make amends for members of the traditionally marginalized groups by race, gender, sexual orientation, etc. But it started with race, with African Americans, and then just expanded into other protected groups. That's where, when you hold that perspective, that's where policies like affirmative action, EEO are in play there. I'm not going to go into details in all of them. Making amends, applying the golden rule, that's just how do you manage the differences that people bring to the table about diversity. And whether it's the apply the golden rule, apply the platinum rule, they're all talking about their differences that people bring to the table. How do you navigate those differences? Those, again, are both born out of the social justice perspective. The next 2, maximizing individual engagement and stakeholder engagement. Those are looking from a business performance or a performance perspective of diversity. And so with the paradigms, there's not a right or a wrong. You actually need all 4 to be engaged in them at different, not necessarily all at the same time, but to be able to shift and pivot as necessary as the business needs of your organization dictate it.